Hello class, welcome back to another exciting video. So we did the get data. Now we're going to create a new class and we're going to get contacts information. So we're going to create a list now. So let's do get list. Alright, so we're going to do a public list and we're going to pass in the contact, which is our model. And alright, so we need a Java utility list. Alright, and pull it up there. So let's go back up here. Let's do import java.utility.list. Perfect. So now we have that library that we can use. Allow us to grab the list. Alright, so we have so let's call it contact list right there, boom. And equals, actually not equals, get all contacts. And we'll do this guy right here. Alright, so don't worry about it being like that. That's because we have to add something later on, so I'm not too concerned about it. So we're going to do SQLite database equals, we're going to do the readable list again. So what I'm going to do here is, instead of writing it, because I don't like to write, copy it, come down here, paste it in, boom, we already have something there. Perfect. Alright, so now let's create our list. We'll do list and contact. We already have contact. Oopsie daisy. Let's come here. So list means contact. Contact is the model that we're going to use in this case. So we're passing in the model, and then we'll call our list, which is contact list, equals new. We're going to do an array. We probably did the arrays in CIT 130 or CIT 111. Probably 111, 130 you learned them in, because I'll let you learn them sooner. Alright, so there we go, creating our list. So now what we need to do is select all our contacts, okay? So, oops. Query all contacts. So we're going to use some SQL language here to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do string. I'm going to say select everything. Let's say select the house. Select the house means everything. You can call it anything. So I'll say select all, and this is SQL language right here, from, there we go, and we'll do plus utility, and we'll do the table name. So we're saying select everything from the table name. So how it'll be written out is, if I were writing a query, I'd say select everything from contacts. And what that would do is it would pull all the data up. Every table that we have, every field that we have, everything will pull up in there. Okay? So everything from the table name, we need to close that out there. And then we need to put in our cursor and call our cursor and say, hey, cursor equals our database. Raw query means just raw means everything. So we'll call our select the house, comma, and pass in a null value. And then we'll end it. And now what we need to do is loop through our list. So we need to loop through it. So we're going to say if cursor, excuse me, dot, move to first. I feel like I'm playing baseball. And let's see, we have that there. So what we need here is a left, like that. So we're doing a conditional statement here. And now we need to tell it what to do. So we're going to use a do statement. You guys remember what a do statement is? So there's different, if you remember when you do, when you learn loops, when you learn, if you remember when you learn loops in CIT 111 or 130, there's different loops. There's a while loop, there's the for loop, there's the do loop, and so forth. So in this case, we're going to use a do loop. It executes a block of statements that we're going to do, which is a list, and it'll continuously go on until the condition is true. So once it realizes, hey, we got a true condition, then it'll stop and do what it needs to do. Alright, so in this case right here, we're going to do contact. Let's say contact equals our new contact, so that's our object that we've already created. Oops. And we're going to do contact, not continue, dot set our ID. So we're going to set our ID, and we're going to pass in an integer. We're going to parse it, and we're going to pass in a cursor dot get string. So everything's popping up for us, which is beautiful. So it's either good or bad. We'll find out when we try to run this. So now what we do is we'll do contact again, and we'll do set the name. So we're calling that set thing. So we'll go back here real quick. When we come over here, we want to use this set. You know, like we did the set, we want to do the set instead of the get. So that's what we're going to use in that class. So set name, cursor dot get string, and we're going to do the number 2 like we did before. And then we're going to do the same thing with the phone number. Actually, let's see here. Set name would get, hold on, let me see here. Did I do that wrong? Set name, cursor is actually 1, not 2. So we had up there was 1. All right, I'm going to try to make this a little easier. So let's copy this and paste it here, and we're just going to change some values around here. So we're still going to set the name. We're still going to do the instead of set name, we're going to set the phone number. So we're going to do dot set phone number, and we're going to do number 2. So as you see where it says column index 0, 1, 2. So when we're creating this this table, we're thinking that we have this table that has ID, we have name, and we have phone number. Okay, so that's how we're seeing it when we're doing this. So if I would zoom in here, I'd have 0, name is Bob Smith, phone number is 724-555-5858, and then if I had value 1, actually this would be value 1, this would be value number 2, and if I had Alexander Hamilton, and his phone number is 604-588, like that, that would be our values. So these are just IDs, but from a database standpoint, or from an array index, we have 0, 1, and 2. So that's what we're trying to copy here. We're saying the array is, oh, give me the value in 0, which would reference ID. Give me the value in set name, which would reference this guy here. Give me the value number 2. So let's say that we wanted to add another column, which this might be a trick right here. So we'll say that we wanted to add another column. We wanted to call it address. How would we do that? Well, that would be interesting. You'd have to go back here and you'd have to add that information in this class right here. You'd have to build this class up. You wouldn't have to do another contact, so you'd have to come up here and create a new private string of that value. Then you would have to come down here, and I'm giving you a hint because this might be an assignment. You'll have to create the parameter in here as well. Then you'll have to add it here. Then you would have to come down here and probably add something, right? And then you'd have to come down here and do a get ID and maybe even a set ID string down here, so you'd have to set something. Would you have to do anything in the utility? Absolutely. You'd have to add a new attribute here because I wouldn't know what that attribute is. And then you'd have to come up here and see what you'd have to do here. In this case, you would start up here, and when you look, oh geez, what did I just do? Oops. Oh, where am I at? Context. All right. So you're just looking at it roughly. You have table name, key ID, and phone number. Yes, you would have to add something here in your query because now you would have a new value, right? Then this right here wouldn't change. This right here, guess what? You need to add something below here, and then you would have to add something in here. Then you'd have to add something in here. So all those areas right there are areas that you'd have to add something. So remember that when I ask you to do that in your assignment. All right, just a little hint there. All right, you hear the beeping in the sound? Background, they've been going 24/7 here. Remember I told you about my issue going on at my house, and they're still going at it. I think I got pulled up on the cam. This is what, 8:22 at night. And they go 24/7. they don't ever stop. See here, this is part of my driveway, and you see all the lights up on top of the hill there. Yeah, we live right by a church, and all the lights are up on a hill, and that's up on top of the hill. And then that's one part of the house, and then on the other part of the house, it just looks like the white light from I don't know where. And then you got this part of the house where they have lights all over coming from the hill and coming over here. So they go 24/7. It's crazy. All right, enough of my drama at my place. All right, I'm sure everyone else has their drama going on. All right, so we have the phone number. We're setting a phone number there. All right, so now we're coming down here and we're doing contact list. So we're gonna add our, what we're gonna do here is add our object to the contact list. So we're gonna call contact list, and we're gonna do dot add contact. So we're adding that contact, closing it out there. Let's see what we're missing here. All right, so we said do cursor. Now we need to do while, right? So we're missing something. We'll say cursor. Now we're gonna add something else. We're gonna say move to next. So what that means is once the first one has been accomplished, move on to the next one and keep going through until it finds something that it's seeking when it's looking something up, okay? Let's go over to our main class, in which we haven't played around with that in a while. So let's go, where's that, right here? All right, so let me increase this a little bit. All right, perfect. So let's go down here, and we need to add our database handler here. So we'll do, oh, son of a gun. Nope, don't want that. Database handler, DB equals new database handler, and we'll pass in this object. There we go. And now we need to insert values. So we'll call log.d for string, and we'll pass in a value of what's it looking for, Android utility log. We need to do that. So let's import it. Perfect. So, oh, that should be uppercase or it's going to bark at me. Yep. There we go. So now we have that in there, and we have a bunch of errors there. All right. So when we log it, we pass it insert, colon, comma, or space, comma, insert, and we'll add something here. Oh, insert in. Close it out for now. And then we're just logging it, so our logs insert into something. And so now we'll call our database dot add contact. We'll pass in the contact. As you see right here, it's saying create a method or remove the first parameter. So we're gonna show you what we're gonna do here. What we're gonna do is add contact. So what do we want to do when we call add contact? So how do we get to our declaration? We come over here to this class, our database handler class, and we pass in contact information so that it could save the name and the phone number. So that's what we're going to do over here. So we're going to hard code these values for now. Later on, we can build an if time allows in this class, we'll build an app that allows us to do all this, and we'll be able to use this code that we have, which will be fun. All right, so we have add contact. We'll do a new contact, and we will pass in values. So let's say, Antonio Brown. So I'll say AB. We know who that is. And we'll pass in his phone number, which will be 412-844-8484. Hypothetically, that's probably what it is. Then we'll add in another person. Actually, let's just make this easy. Let's copy and paste it instead of having to type it in every time. So let's do about 4 values. So I'll do Control V, Control V, Control V. All right. So we have AB. We need to add someone else. We need to add Crosby. We need to add. Try to get everybody here. Baseball. We don't got Kutch anymore, but who is our good player that we have for now? Shoot, I don't even remember the players' names. Jeez. Who is our player? Jeez, this is bad. I don't even remember the heck on our team. Jeez, Josh Bell. How did I not know Josh Bell? Alright. Had a brain freeze there. Josh Bell. We'll say that Bell's number is 412. What is Josh Bell's number? Number 55. Alright. Didn't do his yet. 55, so 055, 05, 05. And then Crosby's, what, 87, I think. I think that's Crosby's number. His number is, salary's pretty good. Huh, that's, I just realized he was born in 1987. Funny. Alright, so 412 087 8787, and then the last person, since we don't have a professional basketball team, I'm going to choose somebody from the Cavs, which LeBron's out there, so I can't choose him, so I'll choose Kevin Love, and I think his number is 0. So we'll say, I don't know what the area code is over in Cleveland. I think it's 44 something. 440, that's right. So we'll say it's, oops, 440, and I think Kevin Love's number is 0. I'm gonna look it up just to double check. Yeah, it's 0. Awesome. So his will be pretty easy. 0, 0, 0. That's 3 zeros, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. All right. So there's our contact information there. So we have some data to put in our database. Sorry, took a while. Add contact information. Let's read the data back. And so we're going to do log.d, pass in reading, and we'll do space, comma, all reading, all contacts. Something like that. Alright, now we need to do our list, and we'll do contact, and we'll do contact list equals db dot get all contacts. Alright, so we're missing utility list, so let's grab that real quick. So import java.util.list. Alright, so that knows what we're doing here. So now we want to do get database dot get all contact. Why is that not coming up? Get all contacts. Alright, what's missing here? All contacts. Why is that not being able to be found? Alright, so I'm sitting here and we want to get all contacts. I'm sitting here thinking, what is going on? So I'm still thinking what's going on here. So, alright, so we created this in a database handler. This is what we want to call this class right here to query through. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. This is not being used. Oh, that's what it is. So we need to have, oops, contact, and then get all contacts like that. Let me close that real quick and save it. Make sure it lights up. Oops. Oh, there it is. See, I messed up. It happens. Great. All right, so we got contact list. All right, let's see where we're at here. All right, let's go down. So now we're gonna do a for loop this time. So we're gonna say for contact, call it C, colon, and contact list. We're gonna say for the loop to go through. So I have a cursor through. So we'll do string log equals ID. Oops, sorry, I spell. Oh. Look at that. Is that small enough, guys? Can you see it? Because I can't. Alright. I'm using my special keys. I keep forgetting. I'll never remember it. All right, so ID colon. Let's see here. Space. We'll do plus C dot get ID. We want to grab our ID value. ID plus. Oops, geez. Plus. We'll do space name colon space plus C, and we're grabbing C because that's the acronym that we're using. That's what we're known as C. We call it anything. Dot get name, and then we'll do plus, and then we'll do phone colon double quotations. Oops. Plus C dot phone number. C dot get phone number, not set phone number, and then we'll do that and hit enter. So in our thing right here, we're creating a log, and we're saying ID. Let's see, ID plus get the ID, whatever the ID is, plus, and we're doing double quotations, comma name colon whatever that name is, plus phone, and so forth. So our log here. So let's do log.d and then say name colon and then do comma log. There we go. So we can utilize the information. All right, let's see if this stuff actually works. Hold on, database handlers barking at me for some reason. Still don't know why it's barking. Something doesn't like something. I'm not seeing it yet. Hit run. Let's see if it works. You can plug in your USB in your phone if you have an Android that failed. All right, so I knew something was wrong. Return statement is missing. Alright, so on the database handler, which I seen a value there, return statement is missing. So let's see what I have to do here. Alright, so we have our while cursor. Move this up a little bit. I think we're just missing our return statement as it said. We have that right there. And so I didn't pick up. So this is from the previous video, I think. So I never added it. While return contact list, because let's see if we can run it now. That was from the previous video. How about that? Alright, so let's see if it ran. Excuse me. Alright, what am I looking for? Ooh. Android profiler. Did it work? So there was some type of problem. I haven't figured out exactly what happened. So I'm trying to pull up the name. As you see here, it says error inserting name Kevin Love. I wonder if it's because I put a space there. So let's try this. Make it one word. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it doesn't understand how to handle spaces. It might think that's 2 words. So let's try that and see if that fixes it. Still error message right here. Kevin Love. How many phone numbers did I put in there? Copy. Let's do this. Sublime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a phone number. Okay, so that's. Alright, so what else is going on here? Let me play around with this. I'll pause this video for a second. So this is what I figured out at this point. I'm probably going to stop this video, and then the next video I'll show you how to fix it, hopefully. So it starts off right here, and it says Jeffrey Seaman database error inserting name AB, phone number 412, no such table contacts. So there's a problem. It thinks that the table doesn't exist. So I need to figure out why it doesn't. While compiling, insert into contacts. So we said name, phone number, and a values it doesn't recognize because it says the table name doesn't exist. So that's the problem right there. It doesn't recognize that the table exists. So I need to figure out how to resolve that. And this is why I should create the video before I go through it, but I create everything live and just roll with it. So get this part set up, and then I'll figure out how to resolve it. If you resolve it before me, awesome for you. That's awesome. So I must have did something wrong, and I'll have to figure out what I did wrong. You know what? Okay, that looks fun. Let me get back to you on this, and we'll conclude this video. Thanks for watching, guys.